Our journey to Niagara Falls began at LaGuardia Airport in New York City, where we found ourselves seated on the last row of a small plane. As we settled into our seats, the hum of the engines and the anticipation of the adventure ahead
This plane has no
filled the
windows and
cabin.
no door. Towers on here. Easy, easy.
Upon landing at a nearby airport, we made our way to Niagara Falls State Park. The anticipation of witnessing this natural wonder grew with every step. The park was bathed in the soft glow of the evening sun, creating an enchanting atmosphere. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the falls were bathed in an ethereal light, their roaring waters illuminated by the gentle play of colors in the night sky. We spent the evening gazing at the falls, feeling the mist on our faces, and listening to the constant rush of water. The following morning, we were eager to get even closer to the falls. We boarded the Maid of the Mist boat, donning the blue ponchos provided to protect us from the spray. As we approached the base of the falls, the deafening roar of cascading water surrounded us. And at this point, we were still trying to figure out how to don those ponchos, but we were just so excited to get on the boat and approach the waterfalls as close as we can.
Guys, how do you feel right now? VR plastic.
We've been checking each other to make sure that we're waterproof, but there's really no guarantee. As you can see here, it was pretty crowded, but as expected, this is a blockbuster tour, so we really anticipated a lot of people. So as the boat bobbed on the turbulent waters, and we could feel the immense power of the falls in our bones.
Welcome, you guys.
The cold mist sprayed our faces, and we couldn't help but smile with the exhilaration of the moment. It was really so surreal, and it's almost like we were in a different planet, because in comparison to the size of the boat and the gigantic size of the waterfalls. And by the way, it's horseshoe shaped, so it's not just one side, but there's a side on the US territory and the other side on the Canadian territory. And so in the middle is sort of the midpoint. If you veer left a little bit or veer right, you will be in two different countries. So, or a different country, Canada or the US. And as I mentioned, the turbulent waters really were overwhelming at times, and we couldn't help but be sprayed, and the ponchos really did not protect us from the immense mist and pouring of water from above. Oh, and the wind factor was also quite overwhelming. As you can see here, we were told to position ourselves near the front of the boat, midsection, so we can see both sides of the waterfalls, on the US side and the Canadian side. And there's this feeling that as much as we were wet, we didn't want it to end, and to me, it was a dream come true. And so after the boat tour, we went up the hill on the steps to one of the smaller falls or section of the falls where we can actually be close to the water and feel the energy and the pressure. And as you can see here, it was just absolutely majestic. And at that point, all of us were wet, and there was really no salvaging us. And so we just decided to continue our adventure. We pranced around, going uphill on the stairs. It was pretty slippery, so we had to be very careful. And as you can see here, we were approaching the one of the smaller waterfalls where it's still safe for people to get soaked and to feel the pressure as you stand in front of it. And it's quite a hike, so this is not for the faint-hearted. And that was the waterfalls that we're trying to get to. And there's a ton of stairs, and some people were actually barefoot and rainbows all over. So it was such a fascinating time. I really felt so happy and at peace knowing that I've crossed off one of the dreams that I've had for the longest time, to see this spectacular work of nature. And there we were. The excitement of it is just behind or in front increasing of the rainbow as I am about to approach the smaller waterfalls and put my back against it, and I felt like I was getting a massage from the power of the water pressure. So it was really unbelievable. And that's sort of the end of that experience over there. And we just took more pictures. And as we were going downstairs, I couldn't help but just continue to enjoy being sprayed by the mist of the Niagara Falls. So, and the weather was just perfect because it wasn't too hot, not too cold, but sunny enough to enjoy the features of the waterfalls. So, and as you can see here, we were pretty much soaked at this point, and we're just laughing and loving each other because it was just so magnificent and majestic. The experience was absolutely a dream come true, and it was a bit dreamy at a certain point in time. And this is another area of the waterfalls where we could see we're almost close to the edge, and this is now on the Canadian side. And crossing the border was a breeze, and soon we found ourselves at the Skylon Tower. And this is the bridge called the Rainbow Bridge that crosses into the Canadian border. So when we went to the Skylon Tower, we took an elevator ride to the top of the tower, and as the doors opened, we were met with a breathtaking panoramic view of the falls. Definitely a trip to remember, and one for the books. Subscribe for more.